December the 10th, and we're opening up the town meeting of Colmar Manor. Is there a motion to open up the meeting, the public meeting?
A motion to open up the public meeting.
With a second?
I'll second that motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, it is now 7 o'clock and the meeting started. All mayor and council are present, and clerk treasurer Ann Baden as well, and Mr. Barr, our attorney, will not be able to be here today. So we're going to move forward with the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now we'll have a moment of silence for those who are shut in and for our troops overseas and all those who need support in their lives. Okay, next we want to have a moment of silence to count our blessings and all the wonderful things that are happening to us in our lives and everyone else in our lives, and the blessings of everybody else. All right, thank you very much. Okay, our first order of business is very exciting. We have a special speaker from Access to Holistic and Productive Living Institute, Dr. Betty, we call her. I might try to say the name, Mawakil. But Dr. Betty is also in charge of the Newport Towns Health and Wellness Center, which is here in the town of Colmar Manor. And we'd like her to give us an update and let us know everything that we enjoy and can get from the services that you offer. Dr. Betty has been around a long time, is well known and well respected in the state and the county and even in the federal government. And we are really, really honored to have you here. So you come up to the speaker and just give us your presentation. Well, you're going to tell us something.
Good evening, ladies. It's an honor and gentlemen.
Left out. Oh, there we go.
It's an honor to be here to share with you the great opportunities and possibilities that we bring to the Port Towns, especially since we are in the heart of Colmar Manor. And it is just overwhelming to the heart to know that the Creator has given us such a wonderful opportunity to be here and to be able to see that we make a difference just like that. So a little bit about the center, the Port Towns Family Health and Wellness Center, and I want to always give honor to Mayor Barra, who actually made all of this possible. I will briefly tell the story that I came to her to say that I'm looking for a place to expand our infant mortality program, and do she have a suite, like half of this room, like a suite. And so she says, we have a building, and it was the old police department, and I'm like, okay. So when we went through the building, and it just felt like it was home. It just felt like home. And then the women that are sitting up in the red, they start coming in the building. I'm like, okay. So just to know that we are in a location that has total support from the town, speaks highly of that town. And in all the work that I do, I will publicize that. Other towns might not like it, but that's the way it is. I mean, you guys really support the residents. You really take care of the people who live here, and we're really excited to help people to become even healthier. One of our mission is to improve population health. In doing so, we will be providing services and such as preventive primary prevention, which includes health screening, coaching, referrals for health services, whether it's cardiovascular, pregnancy, hypertension, diabetes, obesity, or whatever disparity is. The most wonderful thing about our work is that the State of Maryland Health Department knows what we're doing here. And I was just sitting here thinking, the organization also have a program in District Heights where we work with youth and their families around drug and alcohol abuse. And I was just sitting there praying, I'm like, the next time SAMHSA gets that grant, I'm bringing it here to the Port Towns community. Because when you see, like in District Heights, they need a council like this that is supporting the community, supporting the children. And I'm not saying that they don't, but it takes an organization like ours to see the importance of the council and everybody else working together to keep our youth safe and healthy. So that's my goal, to bring that SAMHSA program. And it's a 5-year program, and it's like $500,000. So my prayer, that's my next step. So I just want to give you one brief. I didn't know how much time I have, but just recently the delegate, Diana Fennell, actually brought a client to the center who was pregnant and hadn't had any services at all, and which was such a blessing for her, is that we were there to provide everything that she needed besides a navigator to help her to get through the things that she hadn't done in 9 months, to be able to make sure that her baby has everything that she needs, and actually we'll be with her and her baby for at least the next 3 years if she's open to that service. And that's something that we provide to the community. And it's also wonderful, as a result of your newsletter, we did get our first client for childbirthing classes and parenting classes. So the lady came, she had a little birthing class, the breathing and not to push kind of stuff. So she and her baby came back the other day to just say thank you. I mean, this is so heartwarming to see that the work in the community is needed, and the service is provided, and the service is sustained. And that's very important. A lot of our organization will provide a service. I'll do this, and the next thing you know is done, but there's no going back to say, here is something else that we can help you with. Here is something that will help you. We're for sustainability. We're in it for the long run. And whatever we have to do, whether it's a referral or whether it's us doing the work as a one-on-one, that's what we do. And it's amazing. My other thing is that I want to make a difference to the families that stand on the corner and wait for their children to get off the bus. I'm like, this is a wonderful way to get up, to introduce ourselves, to let them know the available services that we have available for them, as well as their children. So I see a lot that we can do in Colmar Manor and in the Port Towns community. And God has also blessed us with the opportunity of having nurses from Bowie State, Trinity, students from Howard University, Delaware State, and the University of Maryland, working in your community, knocking on doors, stopping and people in the shopping area and up and down the street. What is it that you need? health-wise, whatever, because we're totally about the social determinants of health, an ecological approach to improving population health. You cannot give them unless you give them the entire picture. Is that enough?
Yes. Thank
Any
you.
questions?
Yeah, hold up. So I first want to say, credit not be given to me, but to the glory of God. I have no idea how this all just sort of went through me, but I always had a vision for a wellness center in the community. And with Dr. Betty just showing up at that time was at the same time we moved the police department. I had made an empty promise that I was going to make sure that building was filled because that was a concern everybody had. And God sent us Dr. Betty. And then Michaels, who are the owners of the property, were very excited about what would be in this building. That's their building, and they've been very, very supportive. And so it really works well in a great circle. So I'm so appreciative, and you work so well as being a part of our ecological district and also being a part of the community health partnership, and everything just fits really in real well. And one thing I wanted to ask you, if you wanted to say something about something near and dear to my heart is the reduction of stress. And I know you do some stress and depression type workshops, and I just wondered if you would say something.
Well, that's been going really well. Actually, I did the second class last night, and we did have folks from the community to come in, and it's working great. And they're the ones that sit in the schedule. I'm like, okay, so when's our next one, Dr. Betty? Okay, it's going to be Tuesday at 2 what time? So they're actually calling the shot, and they're asking me if they could bring other people in. So stress is very, very, our stress management class is very excellent. I've been doing it for the last 30 years.
Do we have a schedule for it? Because, I'd like to see it go out on our website and...
Well, they're making it on
on our
Monday.
Facebook.
Okay, I'll do that. But they're making it on Mondays around 2:30, 3 o'clock, yeah. And it goes for about an hour.
Okay.
So I do apologize, Dr. Betty, because most of your activities take place, I don't get off to 4:30, so by the time then, most everybody's gone. So that's why you probably haven't seen me at your building. But if we can kind of focus on the working class people, like in the evenings, maybe have something set up for us as well?
We can do that.
Okay, I would appreciate that.
Okay.
But I also like to acknowledge Dr. Betty as the 2014 Businesswoman of the Year.
What?
Oh, my gosh! Oh, that is excellent. Thank you.
That was quite surprising to me. And we actually also, we have two great things. We have a promising practice for the last 5 years with the state of Maryland with our infant mortality program, and I work with women. And our program was selected third in the nation with HRSA on their Healthy Start program. We were selected third in the nation. There was only 3 organizations that they selected. This included Hawaii and all the others. So our organization and our program was selected among the 3.
Wow, that's exciting. That is so exciting.
I'm not an ego-driven person, so a lot of things you probably would never hear come from me. My work comes through God. I'm real clear.
Yes, but we really do appreciate it either way. Thank you.
Yeah, I was wondering if you had cigarette smoking classes.
Oh, yes, we do. You know what? This is amazing because I have a list of 10 people from Colmar Manor who wants the smoking cessation classes.
Right.
So that will, I just got the RFA from the county today. So we should be let's start after the holiday because nobody really wants to quit. And our smoking cessation program is also a promising practice for the state of Maryland. We don't only do it in Maryland, but we do it with the 5 HBCUs across the state of Maryland and really helping our historical black colleges become 100% smoke-free. So So right now, Morgan, we just finished Morgan, and Morgan is now completely smoke-free, and Bowie, so we're working now with UMES and Bowie State. Coppin and Morgan are completely tobacco-free. So we're working now with UMES and Bowie State. And we're funded to do that through the State of Maryland Health Department.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, I have another one. Anger management for youth.
Oh, wow. Yeah. When we actually look at anger management, we look at a lot of things. I think the anger management will fall really well under stress management. They kind of like go head to head. And then the other thing is hopefully and prayerfully we'll be starting like coaching classes, because that's exactly what we're doing now that really led to the entire stress management class.
One other thing, car seats for infants.
I think that, I'm not sure, but I have to check with my group. I know that we just gave a donation to one of the residents here to get a car seat. And I'll check with them because they usually know how to get the car seat and the baby cribs or whatever.
Okay.
And I think what I understood, because of the young woman that you were talking about from last week, that you guys have provided her the navigation skills to get all the things that she was going to need, whether you had it directly or not. That's what they did. Yes.
And if we have, usually we get it for them. We find a way to get it for them, you know.
Thank you.
Why you need a baby seat?
Car seat.
Is it a new baby?
No, mine's bigger, it's toddlers.
No, we do newborns.
Okay.
And you go to
Walmart.
Ms. Bolden, you have a question?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Anybody else? Anything?
Just want to say that I really enjoyed myself Friday at the
They
fundraiser
want
that
to
was
bring it
held.
here. They want to bring it here, so we could have more space, more time to get it out into the community, that this is what we're having. It's a fundraiser for our organization, really expanding our women health services. You know, it's not like for paying the rent or whatever at the building, it's for service.
Right. And Dr. Betty had a wonderful women's conference here last May.
Oh, yeah.
It was off the chain.
It was really nice.
And very well put together. The speakers were excellent. And we know that you intend to come back this May
We're
to
going
do
to be,
another one.
it's going to be annual, and again, I'll check to see, it'll be April the 30th, and I know I need to check to see if the space is going to be available here to do it. We're probably going to be doing a sort of different approach, but it's going to be even better. And it was great because we actually registered here in the room like 126 people.
Yes, indeed.
And a lot of people didn't even know about Colmar Manor. They don't even know that Colmar Manor existed.
That's right.
So, you know, I'm like, yeah, you have to know the state, you have to know the area. And one of the things that I'm promoting at the center is a healthy people, healthy town. I know you guys have something else that you say about Colmar Manor, but
It
for
changes
us,
all the time.
the what?
I said it changes sometimes.
Okay, because we're advertising healthy people, healthy town.
I like that a lot.
We do too.
A whole lot. All right. Anybody?
Thank you, Dr. Betty.
Thank you so much. Great job.
That wasn't too bad, that was it?
Oh, what? All right, thanks again for that. So moving on, well, there's an item that's not on here. I do want to make a, put it on the record that a closed session will be called after we go through the agenda items here, and then we'll return back to the town meeting. An item that's not on the report right now, oh, here it is, okay. So the mayor's report, just to give you an overview of some of the things that, I guess we're supposed to approve the minutes first. Skip right over that. So we have minutes for September 1st, 2015 work session, September the 8th, 2015 town meeting, October the 13th, 2015 town meeting. Is there a motion to approve all of these minutes or any one of them, if you choose?
Well, I read all, Mayor, and I motion to approve as stated.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second it. Cynthia?
Cynthia, second.
Okay, any discussion? The only thing I wanted to say is that I would like to see more detail on the mayor and council reports in the document, because while it is televised or on audio, some people read, and it's a good time for people to know what the mayor and council are actually doing. And so I just would like to put that on the record. We'd like to see that more detail.
I agree.
Okay, so I call for a vote. Ward 1?
Aye.
Ward 2?
Aye.
Ward 3?
Aye.
Ward 4?
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. Okay, the minutes are approved. Okay, so mayor's report. Just quickly, I want to let you know that pretty much on a weekly basis, we've been involved in planning the legislative priorities dinner, which is going to be November the 14th here. And that dinner is when we actually meet with our delegates and our senators, our county agencies, county council people, and sometimes a federal representative to talk about the priorities of the port towns and how they can help us with our priorities. So we're looking forward to that. We are focused on being an eco district and being known as such, and talking about all the things that we do that make us an eco district. Just wanted to again mention, I know you all have seen WSSC is out been working. I actually think they've done a fair job of not being too disruptive. You know, there's been some times when it has been. But if you have any questions or concerns, and or if, say, your water gets turned off and you're not notified, these are things they promised to do to keep people informed. And so we want to know if you have any problems or any problems come up. We also had a Port Towns Day debriefing meeting just to talk about how Port Towns Day went. I had since 2 meetings with Bates Trucking in relationship to the trash. I do hope that you guys have seen some improvement. We need to know what you know, because we're only reporting back what we see and then what our neighbors may say to us. But anybody who is having a problem should let us know. You do not need to be afraid to let us know you have a problem, because what we want to try to do is address it. And we really were pretty tough on trash pickups in terms of how they were being handled. And we're supposed to have a supervisor on board every time the trash comes. Every day the trash is being a supervisor riding behind the truck and checking to make sure that the work is being done properly. I also want to say we had a great meeting with Fort Lincoln Medical Center. They now want to be a lot more involved in our community and find ways to connect. And since meeting with them, we've had a Port Towns Community Partnership meeting where they are now on board, and the Port Towns Family Health and Wellness Center is also in the partnership now. And so we're looking at ways that we link and work together, but we're really excited about getting a little closer to Fort Lincoln Medical Center and what they can do for our community directly. Of course, the Harvest Fest, I'll let Councilmember Bowden give you a little bit more on it, but yeah, I just had a wonderful time. My grandson had an awesome time, and it was a really great event. And I want to thank Councilmember Bowden, and I especially want to thank Renee Watts for just putting on such a wonderful event, and even offering many young people community service hours for doing the event. So it was done very intelligently. I want to say that as far as rental of the community center is really getting alive. I cannot tell you how blown away. I'll just tell you last weekend when the The garden was doing their closeout period. We had the young people from the Port Towns Youth Council that came and supported that effort, and they came back to the center. While I assumed, we normally had Zumba going on in the center at the same time, and now we have a basketball tournament group that's doing a tournament, so they were in the building. And then the garden club had their potluck, and earlier in that day, there was Federation for the Blind, who had a meet and greet session with county agencies. And then when they were gone, then there was a hall rental for an anniversary that evening. And it was just off the chain. And it's just so exciting to see the building operating this way. And the weekend before last was pretty much the same when we did the cleanups, and the building was rocking then. So I'm very happy to see it, and I'm also happy to say that our revenues are steadily coming in for the building. If you want to book the building, you have to book ahead now, because it's starting to book up at least 3 or 4 months in advance at this point. So I'm very excited about that. I also had a meeting with Delegate Fennell to talk specifically about, the things that we're interested in them looking into when they go up to the state delegation. I'm trying to read my own handwriting here. And I also wanted to say about the permeable pavers, which the permeable paver workshop to certify people to do permeable pavers is this weekend, and we're happy that we have 16 people signed up at this time. And originally I'd said if we got 12 people, I'd be happy. But we had 16 like 3 days ago, and it just went out in our newsletter. This is something that can be a career, and I don't want to stress it as much as I can, because for those young people out there who are having a challenge, and you know them and you see them, and if it's yourself, this is an opportunity to maybe change gears economically, and this is something where we know work is available, and there are people looking for this work to be done. So I look forward to more people signing up. As you just heard Mr. Baton say, the room can hold 48. So there's space, there's still space available for everybody. So that's my report for now. Thank you. Okay, I'll move on to council member reports. Ward 1.
Good evening. First, I want to say happy birthday to the November birthday people, and get well to the sick and the shut-in. I want everyone to know that Miss Cade will not be doing the tutoring until the first of the year. She has some other things planned right now. But we're looking for some honor roll students that maybe can come here to the town hall and talk to Miss Renee Watts about tutoring here. We're trying to start up a tutoring program here too. So if you're on an honor roll and you got a couple hours in the evenings you'd like to do one-on-one with a couple of the community children, please feel free to contact Miss Renee. I want everybody to also know that Veterans Day is November the 11th. Ceremonies at Bladensburg, Peace Cross from 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Everyone's welcome. The Community Garden Club had a cleanup this weekend, Saturday, and it was lovely. A lot of good things were shared. My grandkids got a lot of knowledgeable information, plus a good time. Also, I want everyone to know I've seen us putting some of our leaves out in plastic bags coming up the hall tonight. I've seen a lot of plastic bags. You have to put them out in brown bags, and the brown bags are here at the town hall for sale, 50 cents each. And you can also put them in a trash can and just put yard waste on it. The Community Coffee Club Neighborhood Watch meeting is going to be Monday, November the 16th, right here at the town hall at 7 o'clock. I'd like to see some new faces come out and show your concerns, this and that. Miss Betty talked about the Health Wellness Center fall open house, which was today, and they had free health screenings, as she said, blood pressure reading, HIV test, pregnancy test, and a lot more. And just stop by and see what, she may have that may be interesting to you. Bulk trash. Sunday, I noticed there was a stove out Sunday, and I knocked on the door, but I didn't get an answer, but the stove was out Sunday on the curb, so on 40th Avenue. So just let you know, bulk trash day is Wednesday. Put it out Tuesday night or 6 o'clock Wednesday morning, and call to be put on the list to pick it up. There's been a few people, I've been told from citizens in Ward 1, that were coming around during the day, knocking on the door, asking for personal information about selling insurance, or do you want to give donations, this or that. So be very, very careful about opening your door, even telephone scams with the holiday approaching us. Be very, very careful. Also, suspicious people walking around or cars, call 911 if you feel something don't look right, say something. Don't forget to check on your neighbors, sick or well. And November is a month when people kind of come close together because it's Thanksgiving and the holidays are approaching. So take a piece of pie over and say how you doing to a neighbor and give them some love. Contact your council representative if anyone knows of a family that's in great need for the holiday. Please contact your council representative and they can work with that. I'd like to wish everyone a safe and happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Ward 2, Councilmember Bolton.
Oh, good evening. I'd like to thank everybody who came out and helped us celebrate our harvest party. And we had games, raffles, hay rides. And I'd like to thank all the volunteers that we had, the kids that came out and got community service hours. And on, we having a early Christmas bazaar from 1 to 6 p.m. on December the 6th. And we have, for residents, the tables are $25. For non-residents, it's $35. Okay, and the Recreation Center will continue to have open gym every Monday from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Every Tuesdays and Wednesdays, September the 8th through March the 31st, 2016. The Recreation Center has reserved the gym for volleyball, basketball, track from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. with the Washington Math and Tech Charter School, a DC Speed Track School. Every Friday, the Recreation Center has co-ed volleyball from 4 to 8 p.m. And every Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturday, the Recreation Center continues with the exercise. We have the exercise room. We had 5 people for that month. And we had 2 new members. We have, we administered 3 IDs for the exercise room and open gym. The computer uses, we had a total of 5 regular residents from Colmar Manor, all except for 1 person. The Recreation Center is continuing to making IDs for admission. We're sorting out all waivers for the upcoming edition of ID cards. The Recreation meeting will be held every first Monday of the month from 7 p.m. We had no meeting for the month of October, and Maryland National Capital Park and Planning agreed to contribute arts and crafts for our Christmas party on December the 19th from 4 to 7 p.m. And if anybody like to come out and volunteer and get community service hours, just call the town hall at 301-277-4920. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Bolton. Ward 3, Councilmember Jackson. Mayor Pro Temp Jackson.
Good evening. On November the 3rd, I attended a dedication ceremony for one of my residents that passed away. Her name is Graciela. The town of Mount Rainier dedicated their television station. They delegated to her. She worked for the town of Mount Rainier for 27 years. It was well attended, and I just want to thank the residents that came out to support the dedication for her. Also, myself and Councilmember Blue and Councilmember Bolden attended the the fall conference. My brain just got fog out of my voice. We attended the fall conference this year, and one of the things that I learned, I attended the small forum for the small forum group, and one of the things that we talked about was how WSSS and PEPCO can come into your town and not notify you. Well, I'm thankful that I do have a block captain in my ward that was able to call us and let us know that Washington Gas was on the block, and we had no idea they was coming, but that apparently that happens not only in this town, but also happen in other municipalities. So we're hoping to try to work with the Washington Gas and Pepco and let them notify us so we can notify our residents that you're coming in town doing work into the residents. Also, at the conference, we had a conversation with the Attorney General, which is Brian Foss, and he talked about identity theft. And one of the things he passed out was one of his brochures to tell you how identity theft is really growing strong in the state of Maryland, not just in the state of Maryland, but all over. And he also talked about how people are using kids' Social Security numbers as far as starting credit and different things. And one thing I just wanted to bring back to the mayor and council and to the residents, that if you have a newborn baby and you know you're given a Social Security card, you can have it freeze, because you're not going to need that card to be activated, at least until they start college. So that way you can check with the credit bureau, and you can freeze the credit so no one can have access to your child information. Or maybe a senior that you're taking care of, that you know they have no need to use their credit at that time, you can have it freeze and stuff. But there's a pamphlet that has identity theft that I'm trying to get more copies so I can pass out to our seniors in town. Also, I'm hoping and praying that everyone who lives in Colmar Manor had a chance to see the beautiful rain garden that our green team and garden team did a wonderful job. Also, thanks with the partnership of the Port Town Partnership and Rufus Lush. It's beautiful, and that's one of the things that we want to do when you come into the town, just to have beautification. So I hope you all had a chance to visit it. If you have not, please stop by and see it. Sorry, my voice is kind of, I don't know what's going on right now, but November is also American Diabetes Month, and I have two pamphlets here, one in Spanish and one in English, which I'm going to ask Tracy to put on our website so people can be aware of it, what's going on. We have nearly 3 million children and adults in the United States that have diabetes. So we really got to take a hold of, get a grip of taking better care of ourselves. One advantage that the residents in the town of Colmar Manor has is that we have a walking track. Now that it's getting cold, you definitely can use the walking track when the building is open, also when our recreation council is here. Thank you. And just want to once again thank my block captains for just notifying me and letting me know things that's going on when I'm not there to be able to see it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilmember, Mayor Pro Temp Jackson. Ward 4, Councilmember Epps.
I don't have that much on my agenda, but thank everyone for coming out. The hayride was so much fun. I want you all to know, but we had 40 people that rode the hayride, but only 8 out of Colmar Manor. We know that most of them probably was inside the building having a good time with the party and the children. But the Portstown CDC stands for Community Development Corporation. And we're asking for people in the Portstown to please come out and join this board, because it's very important. If you live in the Portstown, you want to make the decision. You want to help to make the decision what's going on in your area. You do not want outsiders to come in to tell you about how you should be living. You want to be able to have your input into this. So we're asking for people to come out to join the CDC board. And it's the first meeting is next Tuesday on the 17th at 6:30. They're gonna do light lunch, light dinner, so it starts at 6:30, but the meeting will start at 7. And I'm trying to get into our building here, the outreach room. So check the Facebook page and or the website. It will tell you when the next CDC board where it will take place, because I know it's going to be next Tuesday, but I'm not sure the location right now. So we have a Black History program that committed. It takes place every first Thursday of the month at 6:30 for 7:30. If you can't make it at 6:30, come at 7. You know, we can stay a little longer if you like. But we're asking for people to come out in the town to give their input. The name of the thing this year is Bridging the Gap. So we're hoping that people will come out and bridge the gap with our children. We're trying to get the seniors and the youth to come together. So that's about it. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Councilmember Epps.
Mayor, can I share one more thing?
Oh,
I
sure,
forgot.
absolutely.
Excuse me, I forgot to, I just want everyone to know there's free fruit and vegetables with no ID required, the third Thursday of each month, from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock p.m. That's Capital Area Food Bank, Bladensburg Community Center, located at 5400 57th Avenue in Bladensburg, Maryland. So the fruit is very nice, and it's free to anyone in the community. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I do want to say, which I missed to say, Mr. Barr isn't here. I don't know if, because I literally, someone just told me as I was walking through the door that he had a fire at his home, and so we don't know any details, but we know he's okay, right?
He's okay. He's actually living in a hotel now.
Oh, wow.
He's been displaced.
Wow, he's actually been displaced. Well, we hope in the best, and, you know, wish anything we can do to help, but we should consider talking about it. And then I also just wanted to notify you guys, we are in the process. We have been in contact with the fire department, as somebody's been requesting, to do a walk and greet. And so Kayla is working with Ms. Vanell, and well, she's Ms. Vanell for the fire department, and some other people there that she's told us to get it scheduled, okay?
And they also going to have a meeting with the seniors club, and
I
maybe
don't,
bring smoke to that.
I mean, I didn't
I'll check.
ask for that. I just asked for the walk and meet. So, yeah, we can work on doing that too. They don't mind at all, especially those. That's easy to have them come and talk to the seniors. And I also wanted to mention what Councilmember Jackson said. It is one of the conversations I've had with Delegate Fennell in relationship to some potential legislation that requires that the agencies notify the municipalities before coming in, you know, within a time frame. So maybe, hopefully we'll get something out of that. All right, moving on, our next line item on the agenda, and thank you guys so much. I can't say enough how blessed I am to have such a team doing so many different things. You know, teamwork makes the dream work. Next item on the report is the treasurer's report. Oh no, report on the work session. Okay, report on the work session. Okay, so we had a very robust work session. We had a visitor from TLC Mentoring Program who are interested in bringing in mentors for you, a mentoring program to mentor anyone who wants mentoring. They do leadership training classes. They mentor one-on-one. They have a lot of different programs, and from what I understand, it's actually a national program that has, you know, affiliates, and they're affiliate of that kind of a program. And so one of the things that they suggested is that we have a leadership class here for our staff, and we thought that would be an interesting thing to do. So we're going to pursue that, and then we can actually see how they work, and then see if it's something that we really want to market very strongly in our community, because a lot of people need leadership training at many different levels and age, and it's a blessing to have that. We also had a group called Youth Poetry Read Events, and this is a group more focused on bringing youth to life through theater and touring and poetry and on those kind of programs. And so they're based in Baltimore, but they're also interested in perhaps doing some sort of activity here in our community, and so we'll be talking to them further. We had another visitor, Men of Respect, spring carnival. They want to do a spring carnival in the ball fields, and they actually do the large carnival like at Capitol Plaza, and the carnival you'll see over in I think, was it Indian Head? No, not Indian Head. Forest Heights, somewhere in the South County, East Capitol. And so they have a large experience in doing these kind of things, and they feel like we could also benefit from it as a town financially. And so we pointed them in the direction of the people they need to talk to at Park and Planning in order to see if they're going to make that happen. So we'll do some follow-up on that. We talked about purchasing a wagon. We had borrowed our wagon from Cottage City, as we've done in the past for the Harvest Day Fest, and so we talked about the idea of borrowing one, and we've requested to get some pricing. We did not vote to actually purchase it, but we want to get some pricing and then weigh the pros and cons when doing it. There was a question of missing supplies in the building, and we just talked about ways for us to avoid that in the future. The Port Towns Youth Council 20th anniversary is May 25th, 2016, and May 26th, 2016, and they're looking forward to having a very huge event. More than, I think, a few hundred children have gone through this program over the years, and they're looking for all of the youth to be there. It's $65 per person, and so if you're interested, please call the town hall and let us know. December town meeting dates, we have changed them to December 8th, which will be both our work session and our town meeting. We'll have the town meeting first and then the work session after the town meeting. Oh, why do I have eight? I must have wrote down what the date was supposed to be. Okay, so December 1st. Thank you so much. Thanks for correcting it. We did agree to make Thanksgiving and Christmas donations, as is done typically. Each council member, and adding the mayor, will be able to present a Thanksgiving or Christmas donation to someone in town in need. I remember the amount. How much was it? $25. We talked about police coverage for our rentals, and the chief is looking to other jurisdictions to make sure that we have a long roster of available officers when we have rentals that require police, so that doesn't start to impede our use of our rentals. If you may not know, if anyone is having alcohol in the building, we require that there's a police officer here for every 70 people or so, and so we're finding, because we're having more rentals, that we need access to more police officers, and so we're working on that. We also talked about getting, a public works report to the mayor and council, as well as a code enforcement report to the mayor and council, as the details that we get from the community center report and also the police report. So that's basically a request to administration to start working on having a report that's available to us. And the reason is for things that we've heard you as the community say, what streets got cleaned, when did they pick up the trash, when is the parking lot been covered, and we also want to know about the building, because we're using the building so much more. It's so much more critical that it is kept up to date. So reporting creates accountability, and so that's what we've asked for, so that we can just really start to know and be able to tell residents when they asked us, we never see your public works people. Well, we have a sheet and said, no, they were here on this date and this date and this date, and we'll be able to communicate better to the public. Last month, someone came in with a product that's supposed to help with gasoline usage, and we had an update on that. The chief has not yet used it. He's concerned, but I put it in my vehicle, so I'm waiting for the fuel to go out. So far, the car still runs fine. So if it's a product that's going to help reduce gasoline, I won't know until I've emptied my tank again. And then we'll see what we want to do going forward. But I appreciate the chief's, not resistance, but concern. I appreciate his concern on that matter. We also talked about we want to be able to accept credit cards, and so we requested an update on that. Mr. Baden was not in the meeting, so wasn't able to give us an update at that time. And then the Rain Garden grant, which was a grant from AWS, or through AWS. It was actually a grant that we were requesting, but it had to go through AWS because it required a 501c3 nonprofit. And the grantee, the grantor, took the administrative fee off of the grant. And so we agreed to pay the 10% of the grant. The grant was requested at $5,000. We're receiving $4,000. So that was an agreement to pay $400 to AWS for the administration of the grant. In all fairness, as a partner to us, the grantor took that off, and we felt like, in all fairness, they deserved that amount for assisting us. And so far, we have no response about removing the stairs case at Newton Street. We have requested Park and Planning to we request them to repair or replace the stairs, but not to remove them. And then we've had no additional conversation about Maryland National Council of Park and Planning and facility funding, which we're planning to try to attend hearings, I think in the spring, on that matter. All right, thank you. As you can see, we cover a lot in the work sessions, and everyone's always welcome to come to a work session. We don't have community comments at a work session, but you're always welcome to come. Okay, next item on the agenda is, I'll first ask the council, did I miss anything or anything different than you remember? Okay.
No, that's fine.
Okay, treasurer's report.
Thank you, Mayor.
Mr. Payton.
This report is for the month of October and the first 4 months of the fiscal year. For the month of October, we had total revenues of $602,558. October is a month where we do receive a large amount of real estate property tax revenue. We received $536,864 in the month of October out of our total budgeted amount of $928,687. We also received the one-time grant for highway users revenue that was approved by the General Assembly this past session, the amount of $26,348. So that brings about our total for highway use revenue to about 74% of what we've budgeted for. The next months will usually just be a small amount for the remainder of the year. The other revenue items are pretty much normal items that we'd expect. On the expenditure side, we had total general government expenditures of $51,912 spread out amongst most of our budgeted accounts. Total year-to-date general government expenditures are $245,000 and a budget of $816,000. Maintenance for the community center building expenditures totaled $6,304. Year-to-date expenditures are $32,247 and a budget of $74,000. The building maintenance line item will actually be quite large for next month because we did some extra repairs to the sump pump system, and those bills are just coming through now. But those are going to total about $7,000. So you need to be aware of that. Probably need a budget transfer later in the year to cover anticipated shortfalls in that account. Under Public Works, we had expenditures for the month of $18,621, year-to-date expenditures of $66,632, and a budget of $255,510. For the community center operations, this includes the recreation department, total expenditures were $2,247, mainly associated with salaries and payroll taxes, and a total year-to-date expenditures of $9,645. Final department is the public safety and police department. Expenditures for the month were $41,728, consisting largely of operation of the red light camera and salaries and payroll taxes for the police department. Total year-to-date expenditures for the public safety are $150,802. And on the final page, you can see the general fund cash balance at October 31st of $1,050,000. And that's overview of the report.
Okay, is there a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
I'll make that motion to accept the Treasury report for October 31st, 2015.
Is there a second?
Yes, I'll second it.
Okay, any discussion?
I see a donation here for $60 on the 4070 for the year, is it budget 2016, is that?
What's the number?
4070 on revenue.
Oh, it's $500 donation. Wasn't this month, it was a prior month, and I believe that was from Mr. Lusk's organization.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember the full name, but I believe that was donation to go towards the Thanksgiving celebration.
Oh,
Oh.
We didn't know
it's
that.
not on the,
We wasn't aware of that.
yeah? We weren't.
Yeah, he usually donates each year.
Uh-huh.
Right, because we were just going over the budget with the recreation, at the rec,
Council.
with the rec council, and they didn't have that on their budget.
We anticipate that in our donation amounts. We have a total of $1,000 anticipated donations on the revenue side. So within the operational expenditures for the community center, that should already be accounted for under that. So it's not an addition to.
We did not anticipate, when we budgeted, we did not talk about the $1,000 that we have for the rec council, including a donation. And the reason why it's important is because, we're actually looking at the rec council budget, it's gonna fall short. So in my thinking, and when the council could make it, because I don't even think we need to vote on it, because we voted $1,000 from our, what we expected. And,
You're already there.
I think it's already up
Right.
to like 385 or something to that.
Uh-huh.
We still haven't had our Christmas event, also our Easter event.
Mm-hmm.
right.
There's two more. Mhm.
Well, I mean, we could talk about it later before Easter, but I do think it would be
Adjustments.
appropriate to move it into their,
Rec.
at least their paper budget, not in any way this one specifically, but at least in the paper budget. Okay. So I just wanted to make a note. I mean, one of the things, and this is to the council and any resident might be interested, but one of the things that I like to do in looking at numbers, because numbers are not for everybody, and I do want to be transparent and make sure that everybody understand what they're seeing. And so by looking at the percentages on the end, if you think about the month of October, we would be 33% into our year at this point. And so in a general manner, you would expect that we would be at 33% of our budget at this point. And that's why the percentage numbers are important. But at the same time, we have to understand that there are anomalies, such as what Mr. Baton just spoke of, whereby our income taxes and a large amount of revenue from real estate comes in the month of October. So even though that number is 46%, it doesn't mean yay, we're doing super great. We're just, it's a timing issue, and so we have to take that into consideration. But it is a useful tool in looking at the numbers to gain where we are in each one of the departments, and if we're up, under or up, and if over or up, and if there's a reason why. So if you saw a high number at that total, it would be a good time for you to ask Mr. Baton some questions. If you saw a significantly low number, it would be a good time to ask, is there some anomaly going on or something special? And so I just wanted to make that comment.
Okay.
Fair comment, Mr. Baton? Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you. Any other discussion? Okay, I call for a vote. Ward 1?
Aye.
Ward 2?
Aye.
Ward 3?
Aye.
Ward 4?
Aye.
And the mayor votes aye. So the chief is not here today. Apparently he wasn't feeling well. I don't know the nature of his condition. but he said he wouldn't be able to make it. But there is a report available, so anybody who wants to report. I will just go ahead and point out some significance for those watching on video. His significant incident 1, 4300 block of Monroe Street on Wednesday, October the 28th at 11:45 a.m. Witness called 911 and advised that a Hispanic male, black hair, early 20s, had attempted to break into a neighbor's house. The police responded and arrested the suspect, leaving the area. The suspect was known by the victim. So the report was taken by Prince George's Police Department. I also want to mention that there are a lot of activities that are important that the chief and some of the staff need to attend, and also they work hard to make sure that the officers are up to date in training. And so I just want to point out a couple of those things. I know we had concerns about seeing the police around town, and we do not have a full-time police department, so there has to be an expectation that we don't always see them around town, although we have been putting a lot of pressure on the chief about community policing, and you all should be getting visits from the police because they're doing knock and greets across town. But just to point out some other things that they have to do, Sergeant Sims attended a Delta Plus administration training this month. I mentioned that the chief attended the Chiefs Association's executive board meeting. The chief is the head of the board this year, and it is an opportunity for the chiefs to get together and confer on things, matters that are affecting all of them. He also attended that regular meeting. He went to a public safety and policing workshop hearing, which was in the Legislative Services Building. He also went to Senator Ben Cardin's Gun Violence in America meeting, and there was another one I saw in here. And I also want to thank Sergeant Sims for staying up close with the trick-or-treaters and riding around behind them, and knowing this is new to us in the community. That was a good thing. I'm sure, I hope parents feel a little safer about what was going on. She did have a call in the middle of the event, or sometime in the event, where she had to leave and make that call, but then she returned.
She did a neighborhood watch meeting too. She attended
And
that.
she attended the neighborhood watch meeting as well. So, as always, we appreciate the services that the police offer us and keeping us safe. At the same time, we also want to keep them accountable, and so we're all doing our job in that area as well. And so I thank the chief for the report. Number 10 is unfinished business. We have none. On new business, I want to actually just ask a quick question, because you weren't at the work session meeting, if we've had any progress on accepting credit cards.
We've made application to QuickBooks, but have not gotten any further than that.
Okay. And we do want to check with SunTrust.
For not accepting credit
Oh,
cards,
okay.
but for
That's to get a credit card. Okay,
Yes.
okay, thanks. Have you any movement on that part?
On getting the credit card?
Yeah,
I've got the application for
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you. So committee reports. Seniors report. Okay, here we go again. Mr. Mutcher's not here.
He's not here, but I think it's on November the 18th. We'll be having our Thanksgiving senior luncheon here at the building. I know it's on that Wednesday.
Is your mic on? Because I can barely hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. No?
Yeah, it's on. Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry. We'll be having our senior luncheon here November the 18th here with our senior club, and Julie Myers really does a wonderful job. So if you have a chance to stop by just to say hi to our seniors, that'd be great.
Right. Thank you so much. Okay. Garden Club, Green Team, Carrie Briggs, Adam.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So it's almost fall. We can tell that it was time to clean up the garden because it's November and we've put almost everything to bed. We do have some people who are going to be winter gardening, so if you drive by our garden and see the hoops, they're growing things that we're trying to extend our seasons and learn how to do that. We got a class last month from Christian Melendez from Eco City Farms, who's been helping us under the Community Partnership, Health Partnership Grant. this year. So he gave some lessons in how to do season extension and set up the equipment for us. And we cleaned out our beds, and we have a nice supply of sweet potatoes that we were able to harvest. That was a lot like a treasure hunt, especially for the kids from Reverend Addison's group. They had a good time digging and understanding that there really were magical things growing under the ground. So we have wrapped up. We got most of our feedback from people. I'll be reaching out by email to people for their end of the season experience. What did you learn? What did you eat for the first time? What did you gain from gardening? Are you eating more fruits and vegetables at your house? The things that we were looking for to accomplish throughout the process. Our rain garden, and thank you for the compliments, is looking quite lovely. It was beautiful last night to see it filling with water and actually holding water and leaching it into the ground and doing all those things that we hope to get it back to when we started on this project a couple of years ago. We have put $3,300 worth of plants and trees in there. And then with the help of Leslie and Kevin Mitchell, we did a lot of work and we built a drip watering system so that there is a tube that goes to every plant throughout that entire system. As soon as we finished that, it has been raining ever since, so we should have done that sooner. It's improving our drought conditions. And tomorrow, our water tank that will drive that system is being delivered. So we will have that all hooked up, and it will be sort of automated to take care of itself, make sure all those trees get enough water to get through their first year, which is the hardest. And if we lose any of the trees or plants, which we hope we won't, they are all guaranteed from Benke's and they'll be replaced for free. So that's great to shop local and get that kind of service, and they'll replace them, no questions asked. We tried, it died, and they replaced them for us. So I also appreciate the idea about the brown paper bags. I brought about another 40 of them up here on Saturday, so we have lots more available. 2 for $1. Please use them. Please don't use those plastic bags because they won't take them. If you're expecting them to disappear from in front of your house tomorrow, they're going to be there when you get home. And the reason for that is that we have the best compost coming from PG County, but that's because we don't accept any plastic bags to be delivering those things. So you can put them in your garbage can, you know, dump out the plastic bags into the garbage can, just put a note saying it's got yard waste or leaves in it, or come on up here and get the brown paper bags. You can get them at Costco. You can get them, I'm sure, at our brand new Lowe's that's not quite open yet up next to the Costco, so they're available nearby, but just not the plastic bags. And we did take a lot of brown paper bags worth of the end of the season plantings out of the garden, so we're nice and cleaned up and ready to get ready in January for signups for gardening for the next year. So we'll be putting that in the newsletter to invite people who'd like to come garden with us. And you don't have to have experience, we'll teach you and move you along in your gardening experience with seeds and with young plants and have a whole calendar ahead. So that is our garden club report. Our green team will be meeting tomorrow night here in the community center at 6:30 for dinner. If you want to join us for dinner, it's usually about $3 for a communal dinner. And we now have real knives, forks, and spoons, so we've left the plastic world behind, and we have plates and glasses. We're getting ourselves completely sustainable for our gatherings. And we'll also be talking with the green team from Edmonston tomorrow night. They want us to join them in a America in Bloom, a gardening initiative, so we'll be discussing that with them. And then we hope to see more folks on Saturday for our permeable paver class. There are spaces available. It is a hands-on course. It costs $20, includes lunch. In the morning we'll be talking, and as soon as we finish lunch, we will be outside actually installing pavers and seeing how it's done, so people will have the hands-on experience. And Corvius, the company that is the contractor for Prince George's and Montgomery County who is looking for contractors to do the work. They have $8 million in projects that are not being done because they can't find enough companies to do this work. And then we will also be talking to any homeowners who want to turn their driveways into permeable driveways about how you can get the grant money to help subsidize taking out your driveway and to pay for putting in the pavers. So we'll be doing that on Saturday from 9 to 4. You can sign up on the website or you can be in touch with me. We'd love to have more people come out and join us because it's going to be a great class. All the other classes that have been run like this have been like 6 Thursdays and very hard to accomplish, but this is the first time it's being taught in a one-day format here in Colmar Manor for the port towns.
That's great.
Any questions?
Did we get any people from Cottage City or Bladensburg to sign up?
They are not signing up with an address, so I don't know where they're from.
Okay.
But I know that we've got about 16 folks, and we went out, Kim Knox from the Port Towns, from the Community Health Partnership, and I went to 20 different paving contractors in the Port Towns last Friday, and knocked doors and talked to folks and gave them a flyer and invited them to come, so we hope we'll see more folks.
Okay.
Okay?
Great.
Thank you.
Just want to say, Carrie, we really appreciate you and the whole green team was trying to make Colmar Manor Eco District. And I'm not sure how the mishap happened, but we will welcome you all if you're welcome to come to attend our legislative dinner, which is on Thursday, the 19th. All the days
On the
starting to come.
14th.
November 19th.
Oh, no, the 19th. Oh, God, yeah, they are coming together.
So
the
I
19th.
will be
And I'll-
out of town,
So I'll-
but I will make sure at tomorrow night's
Yeah,
Green Team meeting that we make sure as many people as can come.
Okay, good.
We just have
Okay.
to get a list and give it to Judy.
Huh?
I just have to get the list to
Yeah.
Judy.
Right, yeah, it's really important. I mean, right now, I mean, I hate to say things like this, that, you know, we're hoping that some people can attend.
It's just getting bigger.
The list was 260 people on the list. Now-
That's what happens when you throw a good
They
meeting.
haven't actually responded.
Oh, no, that's the list. Oh,
I thought it says 216, I think, is what responded, and we got 178 seating capacity here, so.
yeah.
People can trade off seats.
We're trade-
I'll be in
we
Salt
have
Lake
to
City,
trade
so
off
I won't be with
somebody
you.
somewhere along the line. Yeah, we may have to have 2 events and
Or-
do some connecting in the outreach room.
Yeah, the overflow room.
Yeah, I will open
Write
the outreach.
something in the outreach room.
I just want to say it's a great job. You're doing a great job, the green team and all of you.
Thank you.
A lovely job. Thank you.
Well,
Absolutely.
our garden was great this year, and of course, our bees helped, and we had, I think everybody agreed we had better tomatoes until it got, the weather got crazy on us, but.
And then also Leslie started the process to get the signatures around
To
Ward
to
4
get
Garden.
our second garden, which will be at the other end of town, so we're hoping that by the time we start next year, we'll be able to sign up people in both gardens.
Yeah.
Right,
Yes, yeah. So we're in line with that. I also just wanted to mention, is I don't want to fall off our radar, because I guess we did a resolution that we would have Arbor Day, and that's a part of us having our Arbor Day certification or whatever. And from what I understand, Arbor Day is more than just about planting trees and whatnot. It's about educating people. on trees.
Absolutely, and, one of those things that I've learned from moving around is that Arbor Day is a different day in every state. That, it's not
We
always.
can do it anytime we want.
We
really.
can do it, we'll do it in the spring, and we'll make sure that we've got some planting experiences, and there's some great resources out there that we can
Yes.
share. The Arbor Day Foundation in Nebraska City, Nebraska is a great thing.
And Renee's really good at reaching out to the young people and
Great.
giving community service. And if we can mix it being a piece of a piece up here with a little lecture and then out on with a little.
We'll see if
in
we
the
can't
front.
organize to send some of them home with some baby trees.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's something that.
Absolutely.
There are a couple of good places
Yeah.
that offer baby trees.
Okay, great. That would be wonderful. So thank you so much.
Okay.
I mean, everything you do, it just works right in everything we want. God is good.
The mums that are
Absolutely.
left over, are you going to plant them down here? The ones?
There are no mums
no
that are
mums
left over.
left
You
over.
didn't see me go back into the garden after it stopped raining and plant all of them.
Oh, no, I didn't see.
They're all in the ground.
Oh, great, great.
I did it Sunday afternoon. I decided I'd had enough rain on Saturday, so
You did
Sunday I went back through, and all the ones that had been a little challenged
Yes.
had started to regrow, so I trimmed them up, and 4 of them are in the flower boxes, and then I put them along the fence line.
Great, because I remember they were sitting.
They were sitting there waiting for some love.
Right.
Just one more thing, Carrie-wise, or freshly on my mind, we have to really start educating people about not using pesticides. So
Absolutely,
we can have it
and
on
I'm starting to have some discussions about how we can do a rollout about the pesticides. There's also, because Montgomery County is banning pesticides completely in terms of public areas, there's starting to be some discussion on the gardeners listservs for resources, so I'll keep an eye out for resources we can borrow from them.
Thank you.
Great.
Okay? Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you. All right, is there any citizen comments?
Green team?
Oh, no, that's both her.
Good evening. This is a theme that I think I mentioned earlier, and this is the train signaling, and I'm still right now at this stage of needing to convene a guidance team to make recommendations to some key crossings right across the river.
Kurt, can you say
His name and stuff. Kurt.
Identify yourself.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Kurt Plunke. I'm at the end of 40th Avenue, which you'll find a dumpster there because I'm right now finally broke ground on the construction in the back of the house. So with the train signaling, you can't just go for one thing that invades your property besides like stray cats and things. My main concern, which will tie into Dr. Milwaukee's point about the Wakil, about the health and nutrition, and the and I noticed in the police report there's a line there about a vendor without a license. So we have the problem with ice cream trucks, and I noticed they have been increasingly going at the later part of the evening on a Sunday, and it's really annoying. And I'm wondering if that's
Can you
approved.
say that again? They're going.
The vendors for ice cream. Not only does it have a noise pollution component, the kids, it's not the best thing for them to eat. And I noticed that they drive older vehicles, and if you look at the exhaust, you can see the blue smoke. That tells to piston ring damage, not good air. So there's a few elements that we need to focus on to regulate somehow, whether it's prohibitions, certain hours, or whatever. So train signaling, ice cream truck, noise pollution, and eventually I'll focus on the cat problems, and I'd like to eventually sample our waterways in our neighborhood, because recently I found out that we do live by a officially designated brownfield because of the history.
Right. Yes. It is. And I have to look into the Okay, I know you're working on the train signaling thing. We'll look into this ice cream truck situation, see if there's something we can do about it. I want to suggest you call AWS, Anacostia Watershed Society, about your concern about the testing, because they go out and test all the time. And if they haven't been over there and is able to share a test with you, I'm almost certain that they will go and then get back to you to just let you and us know what's there, and also say what they're trying to do, because that is their baby. The Anacostia River is completely and totally their baby. We're talking about drinkable, swimmable water by 2025. That's the logo.
Right.
2025. And so they'd be very interested in know your concerns in that particular arena.
And if you can share any group who might be able to test put a meter to test sound intensity levels, whether from sirens, trains, ice cream trucks, loud music.
You know what? I'll take that back to the Community Health Partnership, and because a vast number of organizations are in that partnership, and it's growing all the time, just like you saw Dr. Betty now coming in, and maybe there's some interest there in someone looking at that, because we're talking about looking at a holistic approach to health and
Perfect.
wellness.
Yes.
And it includes all parts of our body.
Exactly, and I commend you for not putting a street light where there doesn't need one, because melatonin is what the body produces when there's no light, and we need it. If you don't get your melatonin, there's increases of cancer. So good lighting, low lighting, not these direct porch lights that are invading your home or your living room. So just to keep in mind the holistic component of healthy, good sleep, quiet sleep is really, really good.
Well, yes, I mean, sleep actually is the number one thing that keeps us living.
Yep.
So thank you so much,
Thank you.
Kurt. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sound. Okay, any other citizen comments? All right, time for appreciations. What do we got here in appreciation of?
I have something. Mayor and council and residents, I apologize for rambling through my war report, but I seen a picture of Graciela and it kind of choked me up, and she's my friend, so I shouldn't have had that in front of me. But I just want to say happy birthday to Rufus Lush. His birthday was yesterday, and also my big sister's birthday was yesterday.
Happy
So I let him
birthday
know
to
that
all.
we appreciate
To the-
everything he does.
Yes, absolutely.
I just want to say I'm just thankful for everything, every day. And I had a lovely weekend. My family from Ohio got to come here, and we had an early Thanksgiving, and it was lovely. Thank you.
I want to say, first of all, I want to appreciate the fact that the things that all of this council does and keeping it consistent is so important to bring forth my vision of what I wanted to see happen. And so I wouldn't be able to have these things happen if you guys were so grounded in them. And I want to speak specifically about the cleanup day. It was just a great day, first of all, and then a great day about cleanup. And I so enjoyed the 3 hours that I spent with Councilmember Jackson as we walked through the street picking up trash, which, and then just seeing others who were participating in that process. And it was a very, very great experience to have. And I also want to say, I'm just appreciating how much people are supporting other people. It includes myself, and I've seen people doing it. And a lot of struggling going on right now, and a lot of people have a lot of challenges. And people are good. I mean, we hear about the bad people all the time on TV, they did this and whatever, but just right down in your neighborhood, there are good people. And it's good to just get out and go know them. And then people are also very considerate and have a minimum level of gossiping about others I'm seeing happening, where they're just being supportive and helping. And I appreciate that so much, and I love living in this town. So anybody else have any other appreciations?
Well, I want to say my baby girl had her first fender bender today, and I thank God it wasn't anything serious.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that she came out with no scratches at all. I do appreciate my neighbors. One thing I have to say about, and I brag about Colmar Manor all the time. I think anybody in Rockville could tell you they know what Colmar Manor is, because I talk about Colmar Manor and my neighbors, how we all look out for each other, one another, and respect each other's space. And I really thank God that I live in Colmar Manor.
Thank you so much. Anything else? Good. All right. So with that, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make it
Are you going to a closed session?
Ms. Dayton. Oh, to go to closed
Go
session?
to closed session. Yes, we're going to go in closed session. So is the motion to go in closed session?
Yes, I made that motion.
Okay.
I'll second.
Second. All in favor, say aye. Okay, we're going to closed session, and then we'll come back out after and close the meeting. It is now, what is it, 8:25. Okay, it is now 9:50. 8:50. Is there a motion to come back into the open session? I'll make that motion stated. Second?
I second that motion stated.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. All right, is there any additional business that we need to take care at this time?
No.
Okay, hearing none. Is there a motion to close the public meeting?
I motion to close the public meeting.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So this meeting is adjourned.